Okay, this is the Thursday homework check for grade 3, quarter 4, week 3. We're going to start with a reading problem. At Red Brick Elementary School, there are 278 students in the 3rd grade. Rounded to the nearest 100, how many students are there in the 3rd grade? So we're going to underline the hundreds place, circle the digit to the right. The 7 tells us to make the 2 round up to a 3. The circle here reminds us to make everything else zeros, and we would say there are about 300 students. In Miss Crawford's class, she has 4 groups of students with 7 students in each group. How many students does she have in her class? So that would be 4 groups times 7 students. And if you remember, this is the fire pole, this is the fireman, but he slides down, he gets to the fire too late. 28 is our story. And how many students? 28 students again. Finding the quotient, because dividend divided by the divisor equals the quotient. That's the answer. We think of these as reverse multiplication problems. So something times 5 equals 60. That's a big one because 10 times 5 is 50. It ends up being 12 times 5 is 60. And you can come and check yourself. You can try out different combinations until you find the right thing. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. Something times 9 equals 81. That is 9 times 9, that's 81. And look, this was your cue. 8 plus 1 is 9. Something times 8 is 56. This is Bouncy Guy. This is the double-sided trampoline for the 8. And the diving board and into the swimming pool, which is the 6. We're missing Bouncy Guy himself. That's a 7. Something times 12 is 96. Let's take some guesses here. If we did 10 times 12, that's 120. That's too much. So let's go back down. Let's see. Let's try 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 1 is 10. That was too much. So the 9 was too much. Let's try the 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 1 is 8, plus that 1 is 9. So the missing number was the 8. Find the area of the square. We know area equals length times width. And here we have our length and width. 11 times 10. And if we do 11 times 10 like this and let the 0 hang off on the 10, bring the 0 straight down. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. We have our answer of 110, and the unit is inches squared. Fill in the missing number. We know that fractions, the line in the middle, really means divided by. So we're going to rewrite these. In the first one, we need a blank first. Blank divided by 4 equals 2. When we read it in reverse, we always say because 2 times 4 equals, and it's 8, isn't it? So 8/4 is the same as 2 wholes. I could even prove that to you. If I have 2 wholes divided into fourths, how many pieces do you see? You see 8 of them, and they're called fourths. And that's 2 wholes. 12 divided by 6 equals blank because blank times 6 equals 12. What is that? That is also 2 wholes. I'll prove it to you. If you have wholes that are divided into 6 with 3 on each side there, see that? Then you count up all the pieces. You have 12 pieces, and they are called 6. So 12/6 is the same as 2 wholes. In Mary's library, 1/8 of the books are nonfiction, and 1/4 of the books are fantasy. Are there more nonfiction books or fantasy books? So this is the same as comparing 1/8 with 1/4. And when we compare, we do some stacked rectangles. We'll make the top one look like 1/8. So that means it's an even number. I divide it in half first. I need 4 on each side. Now we've got 8, and I only color in one of them. So that's for my 1/8. Now I'm going to do 1/4 on the bottom. Divide it into 4 pieces. Only coloring 1. And so it's the 1/4 that are fantasy. So are there more nonfiction books or fantasy books? And since the 1/4 goes with fantasy, that is our answer. Okay, we did the elapsed time problem yesterday, so we're going to move on to the last one. If a dictionary has a mass of 1 kilogram, what would the mass be of 8 dictionaries? So we would take 8 dictionaries times 1 kilogram. 8 times 1 is 8. So the answer would be 8 kilograms. And that's it for today.